This is Laika Maravilla, a registered psychometrician, a trying hard educator, motivational speaker, and author. And it's time for us to share stories, insights, and lessons as we keep trying hard to be better together. If you're listening to this the night it was released, it would have been 7 weeks since I lost my Lola. And this episode is for her. You know how dito sa Trying Hard podcast, I try to be as real and personal and intimate with you. I try to be as honest as possible, even with the struggles that I face, even with the difficulties in my life. And I have been vulnerable with you sa mga episodes kung nakinig kayo mula dun sa simula. But I think this is the hardest episode so far, and by far, that I am recording. I'll try to get through it. If matatapos ko siya, you would know kasi this episode would be posted. Pero kung hindi, I would have to try again na lang later. But yeah, I did lose my Lola. And it's so hard for me kasi paborito ko siyang person, no, in the entire world. And paborito niya rin ako. And hindi naman siya naglihim when it comes to that. Everyone knew that. So she is my person. And when I talk about confidence, one of the things na sinasabi ko lagi sa learners is that having one person in your life who loves you unconditionally and supports you wholeheartedly is a huge boost in confidence. And she has always been that person for me. So if you notice na things have been a little bit shaky sa Facebook, sa TikTok, sa YouTube, or if may mga weeks na wala akong content, it really is because my confidence is at a low point right now. I lost my biggest cheerleader. But I know that because I know her, she wouldn't want me to stop. And so this episode is a way for me to kind of put a parang note lang ending that chapter so I can really start building and maybe even start a life, a new normal of sorts without her. So yeah, sorry if medyo downer, no, and if this is not your cup of tea, that's okay. But again, whether you knew my Lola or not, I think these 5 important lessons could help you too. I will be reading a bit then from the outline that I wrote when we did her online memorial service, no? Babalik-balikan ko yon in the moments na I find it hard to find words. But again, 5 things my Lola taught me. Let's dive right in, okay? Now, the first thing my Lola taught me is humility. Kasi my Lola loved learning, and isa sa mga biggest na realizations ko early in life is that love for learning isn't enough. So many people, so many students want to learn, want to go to school, but wala silang kakayanan to do it. So that type ng inequality, that type ng kawalan ng pribilehiyo was something that I was faced with from an earlier time in my life kasi it was how my Lola was. She wanted to study pero wala silang resources, so hindi niya yun nagawa. Pero because she loved learning, she taught herself English by reading the Bible again and again. And I was her little tutor. So when I get home from school, she'd show me a list of all the unfamiliar words she encountered that day. Tapos itatanong niya sa akin isa-isa kung ano ang ibig sabihin nila. You know how in some of my YouTube videos when it comes to learning English, building ng vocabulary, I would tell you na, that is what you should do. Pag may nakita kang word na hindi mo kilala, isulat mo ito, alamin mo yung ibig sabihin, tapos subukan mong gamitin na sentence. That was something that my Lola did. Bata pa ako. So, grade 1 pa lang ako. May mga memories na ako nun. Nakikita ako kung paano niya tinuruan yung sarili niya ng English. And I was 7 years old at that time. Imagine a full-grown woman, apo niya, no, na way younger than her. Pero she had the humility to ask me for help. And she never hesitated when it comes to that. Hindi niya ako pinagtaasan ng boses dahil mas may alam ako sa kanya. She never smart-shamed me. Kahit nung bata ako. She was just so eager to learn. And with each new word, I would be rewarded with yung what I call the kissing hot. Di ba? Yung how lolas are. Yung kikiss ka nila may kasamang singhot. No, so that was how my days went when I was young. Every day. And she would ask me, ano natutunan mong bago sa school today? So, i-explain ko yun sa kanya. And minsan, hindi niya rin naintindihan. Minsan, lalo na when I was older na, it's a little too complicated na. Pero she would still ask. She would still listen. She would still encourage me to talk about what I learned. And kapag wala ako sa mood, which happens, di ba? Kasi bata naman. Normal naman yun. She would notice it pag bored na ako or pagod. Sasabihin niya sa akin, sige Apong, kasi she calls me Apong. Bukas na lang ulit ha, tapos pasensya ka na, paulit-ulit tayo kasi makakalimutin na ang lola. Pasensya ka na. And again, no, it's a lesson in humility. Okay, sorry, no. I again try to keep myself from bubbling over too much, pero I'm just a little bit overwhelmed then with emotion. Anyway, a few weeks back, a few months na pala, I had Bianca Gonzalez over sa Trying Hard podcast, and when I asked her kung ano yung piece of advice niya, she said na you can learn from anyone. And when she said that, it hit me hard na natandaan ko yung lola ko. So, gano'n ang lola ko. Humility is very important for her. And I learned humility from her. She is part of the reason why I try to listen to kids. Whenever I'm invited to events, magsaspeak ako, I'm fascinated by the questions people ask, by the insights children have, because I know I can learn from them. That is who my lola was, and that's who I try to be as well. Now, the second lesson, second thing that my lola taught me was love. Pero hindi lang basta love, kasi minahal niya ako, no? Pero my lola taught me that love is difficult. That love always comes at a cost. And it's pricey. You will have to make sacrifices. But for the people you care about, it's always going to be worth it. Let me share a little bit of an anecdote, no? It seems a little bit simple, pero malalim din yung hugot nito. My lola was a World War baby, no? Kaya ang first instinct niya is to save money. Lagi siyang nagbibilang ng barya. Kahit 2 pesos sa palengke, tatawad pa rin siya. Kapag nag-jeep, hanggat kaya niya, kakalungin niya kami. And kung kaya na, maglalakad na lang. That was how my lola was. She was very strong. Pero whenever we needed help, yung mga inipon niya, lalabas yan. Kapag kulang ang pang tuition, panghulog ng down payment sa bahay, yan, my lola would always have yung purse niya ready. And hindi lang ito sa needs, no? Hindi lang dun sa, kasi baka mawala yung opportunity. But it also applies with my wants. The things that I don't really need but I want to have. Matipid ang lola ko, pero hindi siya madamot. She bought me my first drum set. I was just learning then. Ilang buwan pa lang akong tumutugtog. At again, no, nakwento ko na sa inyo kung gaano ako kahina when it comes to playing the drums. Pero she bought me my first kit. She bought us our first video camera when we turned 18. So in many ways, no, yung pagiging content creator ko, doon nagsimula sa kanya. She even offered to buy me a microphone when I first started creating YouTube videos. It was a time when people didn't believe that what I did was a good decision. Kasi diba, quitting law school to create content and free content at that, parang saan ka kukuha, diba? Parang paano ka mabubuhay? It wasn't a smart move. Pero, my lola supported me. And that was how she loved. She loved at a cost. Alam niya na kapag mahal mo, magbibigay ka. Alam niya na pag mahal mo yung tao, pagkakagastusan mo. And that is love. So everything I do, even with Team Laika, even with all of you listening, hindi ako natatakot magbayad, mag-take ng risk because that is love. And turo yun ang lola ko sa akin. Now, before we move on, let me just pause for a bit kasi hihinga muna ako. Okay?
Bumibili ng planner taon-taon kasi New Year, New You. Oo. Pero hindi niya naman sinusulatan. Kasi daw pangit yung sulat niya, sayang yung papel. Tapos minsan, January, okay pa, sinusulatan niya, ginagamit niya. February, okay pa. Tapos susunod niyang bubuksan, September na. Ganun ka rin ba? Ako rin kasi, kaya nga gumawa ko ng sarili kong planner. Ito ang planner na para sa mga try-hard, kagaya ko. At dahil hindi nakakahiya maging trying hard, mas nakakahiya to not try at all, nilagay na natin sa cover mismo. This planner is undated, kaya pwede mo simulan gamitin kahit kailan. At kung makakalimutan gamitin pwede mong gamitin ulit. Walang masasayang na papel. But I should warn you, this planner is not for everyone. Parang yung podcast natin. Others may look at it and say it's too much or it's too messy. Pero I made these choices para hindi kayo mahiyang gamitin. This is the kind of planner you can use and abuse. Aside from the monthly spread, weekly spread, at yung task list, meron din siyang mga activity sheets that you can use sa inyong journey sa personal development. At kung ready ka na bumili para sa'yo o para panregalo, you can go to bit.ly/tryinghardplanner. And for the first 100 orders hanggang November 30, I will also include a dedication kung gusto nyo lang naman. You just let us know dun sa notes kung kaninong pangalan ang isusulat. Now, I always tell you to dream big, work hard, and start now. This planner right here is actually one of my big dreams, so thank you all for making it come true.
Okay, so let's go back dito sa conversation na to. Medyo nakahinga-hinga naman ako ng konti, no? Pero let's talk about the third thing that my lola taught me. My lola taught me courage. My lola taught me how to be brave. And kung hindi pa evident dun sa episode natin na malakas din si Maganda, I was raised by an entire lineup of strong, independent, powerful women who expressed different types of strength. But my lola specifically taught me to fight for what I believed in. My lola was a very brave person, but it's not because she was built that way. I think it was because she needed to be brave. She fought so hard to keep our family together. Ilang beses silang nasunugan, binaha, ninakawan. May time pa na nasunugan na, ninakawan pa, at kung ano-ano pa. It was a very hard life for her, lalo na sa beginning ng buhay niya, no? She was married at 14, had her first baby at 16. Her husband, my dear lolo, whom I love, by the way, kasi talagang nagkita ko naman yung pagbabago niya sa life and yung miracle din ng life niya, which will be another conversation for another time. But growing up, it was a difficult time for my lola because my lolo was a gambler. And ang hirap ng buhay. Sobrang hirap ng buhay nila. Bata pa ako, I hear stories from her kung ano yung buhay na pinagdaanan nila. And even if we didn't have a lot growing up, I knew that it was a blessing because it was so much better than yung nung bata pa yung lola ko or nung bata pa yung nanay ko. My lola was brave not just because of the things that she had to fight for pagdating sa survival, but she really hated injustice. Galit siya sa kawalan ng hustisya. And we're not just talking about the high courts, no? Hindi ganun. Pero just ask yung mga tinderang nadaya sa timbang o sa sukle o kaya yung mga driver na biglang nagka-cutting trip. Naku, makakarinig sila sa lola ko. Hindi siya natatakot, no? Kahit sa mismong palengke, doon siya nakikipagtalo. Kahit na mas marami sila sa kanya. And she would always tell me when I try to stop her na naghirap din kami, apong, pero hindi kami nagnakaw. Hindi ako nanlamang ng kapwa. And she would take her stand. And it is that kind of courage that enables me to be who I am today. Na I live to say that. Na nahirapan din ako pero hindi ako nagnakaw, hindi ako nanlamang ng kapwa. So my lola taught me courage. I choose my battles and I choose it wisely. And one thing na nakuha ko rin from my lola is I will never tolerate things na nangyayari sa ibang tao. Mas mahaba pasensya ko when I get hurt, pero when it's the people I love, when it's people who cannot fight for themselves, I need to take a stand. Now, the fourth thing my lola taught me was the power of prayer. My lola prayed all day, every day, to the point na hindi na namin alam kung kailan natatapos o nagsisimula yung prayer niya. Kasi minsan nagbibiruan lang kami, nagkukwentuhan, tapos biglang nagpe-pray na pala siya. Hindi namin alam. As in, nakadilat pa kami, tapos nakita namin, nakapikit na si lola, nagpe-pray na pala siya. So that is how my lola, that was how my lola lived. And dahil ako yung kasama niya sa kwarto when I was younger, I would often see her na nakaluhod or nakaupo or nakatayo sa my window praying. And she would pray in the many northern languages. My lola knew how to speak, syempre, Filipino or Tagalog, no? Marunong siya magkapampangan, marunong siya magpanggalatok, marunong siya mag-Ilocano. And so, magpa-pray siya, weaving, seamlessly in and out of these languages. kung ano yung term na mas apt, or kung alam niya natutulog pa ako, she would use something I'm unfamiliar with. Maririnig ko siya, nagpapanggalatok na. So that is how my lola taught me how to pray. She taught me to pray by living it, by praying for me all the time. You know, I wish I could say that things are okay right now, but it's not. Kasi I lost a prayer warrior, the hardest prayer warrior I have, and the team also lost our most disciplined prayer warrior kasi she would pray for the team. And I have videos of that naman on the YouTube channel if you want to listen to it. But every time my exam, my lola would ask for a list. Yung mga nag-attend ng live review event sa Team Laika, she would ask for a list, a printed list, yung attendance sheet. Some of those I give to her, and she would pray for you by name. So I just wish more people could do that for other people, diba? To pray for strangers. Now, the last thing, let's wind it down, no? Kasi before I dissolve into a puddle. But the last thing my lola taught me was faith. My lola taught me to believe not just in God, but in other people as well. She also taught me how to believe in myself. You see, I wasn't a really good student. Kung narinig niyo yung mga earlier episodes, you'd know that na. Restless ako sa school, easily distracted, and I really didn't care if I got good grades. Okay na ako sa third honor, minsan fourth pa nga. But when I was in grade 6, my lola pulled me aside to tell me that I can do so much more. She was the first person who really believed in me. She said, nakasubukan mo lang, Apong. Para makuha mo, di ba, kahit salutatorian lang. I didn't know why I did it, no? Pero there's something about that conversation na natatandaan ko pa siya so vividly. Alam ko kung saan niya ako kinausap. Alam ko kung ano yung sinabi niya. And I started computing yung kailangan kong grades para maging salutatorian ako. And I pushed myself. No, I made an effort. That was the first time I really applied myself when it comes to studies. And it happened. I graduated salutatorian. Another thing is that my lola didn't like lawyers, no? Kasi mahirap yung pinagdaanan niya with the justice system. My youngest uncle was murdered in broad daylight by a son of a powerful politician. And again, it happened in broad daylight, piyesta ng Tondo, pero no witnesses came forward. No justice was served. So it's understandable that my lola didn't like lawyers. The ones that she was exposed to were corrupt. So ayaw niya. Sabi niya, magsisinungaling lang yan. Mga lahat daw ng lawyer sinungaling. No offense po, pero that's what my lola would say. Kaya nung sinabi ko sa kanya na I wanted to be a lawyer, precisely because I wanted to fight for justice para sa mga katulad niya noon, ayaw niya. Ayaw niya talaga. As in, bata pa ako pag sinasabi ko yun. Minsan umiiyak pa siya, sabi niya wag. And when I asked her why, she would say that she didn't want me to be bullied or worse, killed. Sabi niya sa akin, pwede ka namang makatulong nang hindi ka nagiging abogado. Kasi sabi niya, kilala kita, kung magiging abogado ka, you will step on a lot of people's toes. Hindi ganun exactly sinabi niya, hindi naman siya magamit ng idiomatic expressions, pero ang sabi niya sa akin, alam kung gusto mong ipaglaban ko ano yung tama, you will put your life at risk. And so, yun yung stand niya. The problem was, I tried to get into law school, and I did, no? Nakapasok ako sa UP Law. Nung sasabihin ko na sa kanya, the entire family was laughing kasi alam nila yari ako dahil ayaw niya nga na maging abogado ako. Pero when I said na, Lola, nakapasok ako sa UP Law, all she did was hug me and kiss me, and sabi niya sa akin, Apong, kung gusto mo talaga, gusto ko na rin para sa'yo. So she didn't tell me na wag. She didn't keep me from doing it. She knew that I wanted to try it out. So she let me. She even supported me. I was preparing for my board exam din sa psych nung mga panahon na yon, and kasabay ng mga readings ko, tambak-tambak na readings sa law school, yung mga readings ko for the board exam. She would come upstairs sa kwarto. Habang tinititigan ko yung mga index card na nakadikit sa kwarto ko, tatabihan niya ako, and she would ask me the same question. Apong, ano yan? Ano yung inaaral mo? And I would try to explain, no? Tuturo ko sa kanya. Although alam ko nga again, no, na it's complicated. And she would still sit and try to listen. That was how supportive my lola was. Now, the problem was, after some time, di ba, I decided to stop going to law school. Sabi ko, I'll focus on content creation na lang. Natakot ako sabihin kay lola kasi baka sabihin niya sayang yung opportunity, which is gano'n naman talaga, di ba? Yun naman ang normal na sabihin. Pero when I told her, She hugged me tighter than she did when I said na maglo-law school ako, kissed me again and again and told me, okay lang yan na po, mas marami ka namang matutulungan ngayon. Natutunan ko right then na hindi talaga siya ganun kasaya na nag-law school ako. Kasi mas takot siya than anything. Pero ayaw niya ako ma-discourage. Kaya naging masaya na lang siya para sa akin. Pero yung totoong feeling niya is that it's a better decision for me to be your coach. And so, nung mga few times na may mga ilan sa mga naturuan ko sa civil service exams, sa PhilSat, sa LAE, nalagay na sa mga posisyon. Dahil na ginagawa ko to since 2015. Yung iba, abogado na talaga ngayon. And every time I would see messages from them, sharing their stories, meron akong kaunting inggit sa puso sa totoo lang, no? Pero my lola would say, kasi kaya niyang basahin yung mata ko, she would say, hayaan mo na apong, hindi na malilimutan na may mga tumulong naman sa kanila, kaya tutulong din sila sa kapwa nila. So that was how my lola taught me to care, to believe in other people. And still, after everything that she went through, believe in the goodness of other people. So 5 things my lola taught me. My lola taught me humility, love, courage, the power of prayer, and faith. Faith not just in God, but in other people, in myself as well. There's something very powerful about the line na kaya mo yan, or naniniwala ako sa'yo. And I hope to be that person and stay as that person for you, for all of you. Maybe in that way, my lola lives on a little bit, no? Kasi if she didn't believe in me, I wouldn't be here with you. So, again, no, this is parang wrapping up a certain chapter in my life. Let me just share something I wrote. No? Much like a real classroom, the real test is when the class is over. My teacher and my favorite student is gone, but I will try to keep making her proud. I guess that's all we need to do naman as people who survive this pandemic, who are a product of other people's love and affection. We live, and through us, they live on. So yan muna for now. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you learned something then from my lola in that. Thank you for sitting with me in my moment of grief. Don't forget to follow the podcast then. We have more coming up. Again, hopefully mas hopeful, no, than this one. But I still think naman hopeful pa rin ito. And as we always say, dream big, work hard, start now. And don't be afraid to be called trying hard. Because my lola never was. That's it muna for now. I'll talk to you next time.